As predicted, the brutal, barbaric attack in Huntington Station, where Anthony Williams, 32 years old, a British born man, attacked and tried to kill 11 people. Cole Benjamin has some opinions on it. Doesn't talk about the victims, the families, the trauma. All he wants to talk about is immigration and how somehow brown people are uniquely violent, which he provides no evidence for. Let's get straight into the video because it is vomit inducing, to be honest.
It's every day now that something utterly horrific happens, and we're just supposed to carry on as if nothing is untoward, as if this is normal. And you can't help but think, yeah, this is kind of what the plan was for multiculturalism, diversity, the Blairite liberal order. This was the plan all along, right?
Any evidence? I'm going to be asking this question a lot because he provides no evidence. This is a feeling of hatred he has towards black people. I assume, and this is an assumption, someone's hurt Carl. It has to be. Maybe it was a black person, person of color. Maybe it was just his dad. Maybe it was his uncle. I don't know. But this is a man who is hurt by someone and now wants to just project that pain and hatred on others. I mean, that's all it is because there's no analysis here, there's no evidence he presents, and it's pure scaremongering. That's it. He doesn't like immigrants, he doesn't want them here, he thinks they're inherently violent, and he doesn't want them here. That's it. And then in the comments, you have his weak, whiny fans like, well, if I'm racist, so be it. Oh, I thought you weren't racist. They constantly moan that they're not racist. But, um, let's continue because
To make it so it's not safe in England now, because it's not. You can
any evidence to back up that? Because actually, crime over the last 30, 35 years, particularly violent crime, has been going down massively. Homicides going down. He won't talk about that. He can't present an actual argument because it's just fear mongering. He's building a narrative here of, oh, this was the plan all along. Tony Blair wanted this. This is what Tony Blair had in mind 25 years later when he opened up immigration. That was his plan. Pure. And again, he talks about globalists in a minute. What does he mean by that? I think that's pretty. I mean, that's obviously an anti-Semitic dog whistle, isn't it?
feel it in the air. Everyone is tense, everyone is guarded, and it's because you just aren't safe. You're not.
Objectively, you're in the safest period in the UK of violent crime ever. You wouldn't think it with GB News, Talk TV, Sargon, the constant right wing fear mongering about immigrants, like small boats are the biggest problem facing the UK. But objectively, factually, because again, Carl will bring the emotions, I'm going to bring the facts here. Go and look at the data yourself. Lowest levels of homicide rates this year we've had in 30 years.
Safe for the kids' dance class. You're not safe when you're walking your dog or getting the train home. Random attacks by immigrants and ethnic minorities are just a normal part of life now.
He was going to say going up then, he was like, but I can't back that up with data. So I don't think it is a normal part of life. It isn't. Go back to the 90s where crime was much higher, even back to the 70s, 80s. Again, I don't think it was these are often anomalies, incredibly rare events, although the media would make you think that this is happening every day, and he says it happens every day. Well, we had about 500 murders on average the last couple of years. Compare that to car crashes, which I think last year was about 1,600. Suicides, about 351 last year. You were more likely to get murdered in your own car or killed in your own car than you are to be killed by a stranger. Also, he never talks about domestic violence, how like 4 women a week are killed by their current partner or ex-partner. Not interested.
now, and we're expected to just suck it up. Suck it up. This is how things are. You wouldn't want to be.
Really? Any evidence of that? I don't think we're told we're going, this is bad. Like with Axel Rudakabana, this is a guy who was found with a knife on the bus. That should have been dealt with. He was referred to prevent 3 times. Should have been dealt with. I think he went to school with a knife on numerous occasions. Should have been dealt with by the teachers, the police, the authorities, the parents. He essentially was slipped through the cracks. And it seems to me that austerity and the fact that we don't fund these things, prevent, and our police service, seems like the problem. And also broader mental health. Is Carl Benjamin gonna say let's tax the wealthy so we can fund our NHS so we can have better mental health for the British public? Well, I think you know the answer to that.
Be racist after all, would you? We'll cover the.
God, he's not even a minister and he's like whining about being called racist. Even though objectively, throughout this video, all he has is racism and then he moans about it. Like, I just hate immigrants and all I want to talk about is when brown people do crime. That's it. That's my brand. But I'm not right. But I'm not racist.
Train stabbings on the podcast tomorrow properly because more information will have doubtless come out. But I just really wanted to get this off my chest.
It hasn't, and I saw a little bit of it. They just speculate about this guy. Pure speculation, no evidence saying that somehow immigrants commit more crime. No, they don't. They commit the same as the native population, actually. It's more correlated to poverty. And then they were insinuating a lot when they know nothing. He was British born. This murderer, or attempted murderer, is as British as me and Carl. He's as British as me and Carl. And he doesn't like that fact. He doesn't like that fact.
I'm so tired of living in a dystopian hellhole. This liberal experiment is ruining our country. It's making it so it is just not worth living in, which is why so many people are leaving. And after every atrocity, like the stabbing on the train to Huntingdon, after every atrocity, all the politicians can do is come out and robotically say, well, thoughts and prayers, and then the nudge unit goes into overdrive, tell people, oh, don't look back in anger, as countless lives are ruined every day.
He doesn't know that majority of crime in the UK is committed by white people. And men, by the way. He won't talk about that. Why not? See, that's the strange thing. Like, why just focus on a group because of the colour of their skin? Because he doesn't like being called a racist, but that's it. In the same way, if I did a channel and I just focused on the crimes of white people, and that's all I focused on, and I don't really talk about crime because I'm more interested in offering solutions, not just scaremongering about brown people. In the same way, I don't do it about white people. When a white person kills someone, which happens every day in the UK, I don't go, oh, what's wrong with white people? Like, what is wrong with these whites? What is in it? What's in their genes or in their skull shapes that makes them like this? And do you know why I don't do that? Go on, guess why I don't do that? Because I'm not a fucking racist.
By the bloodthirsty barbarians we are paying to be.
Fucking hell. But he's not racist. The bloodthirsty barbarians, i.e. the brown people, he doesn't like. But he's not racist. And if you call him racist, you're being really mean because he doesn't like being called out for what he is. I don't know why. Why not just own it? Because a lot of them do, actually. If you look in the comments, people are obviously Sargon fans are obviously racist. They've got not much going on in lives. They can't get girlfriends. They can't get boyfriends. The family doesn't like them. They can't get a job. They're sitting in the mum's basement. I mean, these are deeply unhappy people and unfulfilled, and probably will never amount to anything. And I understand that they're projecting their self hatred, their failures onto other people. And I understand that. I have genuine sympathy for you watching this. But you can't blame brown people all your life for your failings. You have to take personal responsibility at some point.
Yeah. And the liberal globalist then sighs in.
That is an anti-Semitic dogma. And like anyone who says globalist, like liberal globalist, like again vagueness. Like he said nothing right now. He's actually said because he's just inferred like he's bloodthirsty barbarians. It's been the plan all along. We're not in the realms of reality here. There's no evidence being presented, no arguments, no data, just fear, feelings. He just really hates fucking black people or brown people or anyone darker than him. That's it. That's all Carl has. And the sad thing is, he makes a fuck ton of bang on this. It's all about the money. It's all about the grift. He has no other values going on here. And it's genuinely sad because I think Carl could do some really great work if he had a bit of hope in his heart and he thought, actually, yeah, there's a lot of problems in the world, and they're not just the fault of brown people and immigrants.
Relief of this train stabbing. Oh, the insane ethnic minorities who just created the bloodbath on the train were born
Insane ethnic minorities. But he's not racist.
in this country. Oh, Axel Rudikabana was born in this country.
Yes, he was.
See, guys, this isn't an immigration problem.
No, it's not, because they're not immigrants. They were born in... maybe he doesn't know what an immigrant is.
It's not just the immigrants, then. It's the children of the immigrants, too.
God.
The orcs have been let into the city and now they're on a rampage. And this is...
But he's not racist. Evoking that... Because fascists love... they love Tolkien, don't they? Which is really horrible, because they try and co-opt, like, good art. The Lotus Eaters are a fan of David Lynch, one of my favourite directors, which really fucking boils my piss. The fact that they're trying to take David Lynch. Fuck you. Fascists will never, God rest in peace, David Lynch, will never fucking take David Lynch. He despises you and everything you believe in. Although David Lynch was probably a little bit reactionary, but I still love him anyway. I don't think he was racist, but I don't know that.
It's a bit of a problem for them, because all of these things are a consequence of immigration.
No, they're not. Crime is correlated to poverty more than anything. And this is why I think, in a way, Carl is pro-crime. Carl actually is pro-crime. And here's my argument. A few months ago, I did a video when he said, and I think he's doing a master's degree in philosophy, and obviously he's read some books now, so he's actually learning stuff. And he's read Marx, and he said, basically, Marx is right, but this is a good thing. Exploitation, alienation, dispossession through accumulation, the fact that people are screwed over, the workers are screwed over by the capitalists, the parasites of society. But this is a good thing. And if you say Marx is correct, I would assume that he would extrapolate that from the sociologists that draw on Marx, who say crime is a result of poverty, inequality. And he's okay with this. Ergo, he is okay with crime. He is okay with what's happened at Huntington railway station. But he just can't be honest about it. He thinks this is okay because he has no solutions to stop crime, which is make people better off, tackle the root cause of crime. No, he's not interested. He just wants to talk about immigration because he makes money from this. That's it. He makes money from the outrage. That's it. And what else do you say? What else do you say to these people? Because Carl knows what he's doing. His audience isn't intelligent enough to know what he's doing. They're not educated. Inherently, they're not. You can't have these views with having an education. and I have sympathy for some people, not all of them. I think only empathy and sympathy can go so far when it's so blatant, the racism with Sargon, and he is a destructive force. I think he is one of the most destructive people online over the last decade, and he needs to be called out because no one calls him out, and it's so obvious. He's just so the grift is blatant. He's got on his t-shirts. He says they're lying. I don't know what. It's all projection. It's all projection. And if you got this far in the video, I really do appreciate you. Please hit the like button. Join the memberships from 99 pence a month. And these people aren't racist, apparently. Please make it make sense in the comments, and I'll see you next time.